Okay, so we're back. Recently, our English language learner students participated in a special reading contest, Kirsten, that you helped organize. Actually, Kirsten was the mastermind behind it. She's like, I'll only do the podcast if you have a contest and the students are doing something productive. Right, Kirsten?
Yeah.
And so she helped organize that, and it's connected to Nevada Reading Week and her book, The Beautiful Game, right? So English for football or soccer, where students are learning English through the sport. So thank you again for supporting our students on this program. And
yeah, so we have some amazing entries that have been given throughout the last couple of weeks from our ELL students who connected reading, language, and sports in a creative way. Today, we're proud to announce the winner of the ELL Student Reading Contest.
Mrs. Wachter, would you do the honor of revealing the winner of our Canyon Springs ELL Student Reading Contest?
Yes, of course. Actually, I would like to say a couple of things about the contributions because it was a really tough choice. So what we saw was the idea was basically behind it that like they had to do some research and read up about their favorite player in order to present it. And this is what they all did. And we had amazing entries with players from Mexico, Korea, England, Portugal, Argentina, and Brazil. Of course, you get the big ones like Messi and Neymar and Cristiano Ronaldo. But I also learned about, for example, Kevin Alvarez, who I didn't know before. And I had some criteria for choosing the winner. So I said, okay, how much reading obviously went into the contribution? Then I also looked at how was the information presented? Did they present something unusual or special? Was it more a personal story? Was it more like some facts and bullet points? The amount of creativity. So we had like people who really designed things, either in PowerPoint or handwritten. You get some real design talent there. So I had a short list, and I would really like to read out the short list because I think all of them tried very well. So we had, I have no idea if the names are pronounced correctly. So we had three people. The person wrote about Kevin Alvarez, Shitlali Harada, I think. And then we had Christopher Hernandez, who wrote about Messi, and Nelly Barragan, who wrote about Ronaldo. And after I looked at the presentations again, and I really debated a lot, I finally decided that I think Nelly Barragan is the winner. So, and I decided that because I thought she did a really good, detailed storytelling about Ronaldo, including his heart surgery when he was young, and lots of interesting details. A lot of good specialist football vocabulary and everything. But it was tough. I mean, I could have given away 4 books, but then I think Phil would have not been amused at all. So I really enjoyed the presentations, and I wrote a letter where I explained my reasoning and also created a PowerPoint presentation with excerpts of all the contributions. And this is what I'm going to share, so you can share that with your students.
Congratulations, so much appreciated, and thank you so much for all the other students that participated. I'm looking at the work right now, and all of it looks so amazing. But congratulations. So the winner, please come to my office today to receive your prize, and one of the prizes is the book. All right, so The Beautiful Game. Please come by my office this afternoon. You'll get this, and you'll get a couple additional prizes as well.
Wow.
Awesome, guys. Good work.
Yep. Thank you. Mr. Campfield, can you stay with us, or you got a few minutes?
A few minutes, yeah.
All right. So we have another person joining the panel right now. Sir, would you please introduce yourself? He's from Mr. Montez's class, and just tell us a little about yourself, your name, and why you're here. And just speak into the mic.
Okay.
Thank you.
So I'm Joshua Rodriguez. I come from Mr. Montez's class, and I come here because she's asking somebody wanted to ask him a question. Like, yeah, I do it.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
yeah.
thanks, Joshua, for joining us. And do you have a question for Ms. Wachter?
Yeah, I have a question.
Okay.
For right now. What is the biggest difference between amateur and professional soccer?
The money. to be honest, the money, at least when it comes to men's soccer, because you earn a lot if you play in the professional leagues. And I think also when you're an amateur, the risk of being injured is a lot harder because you don't have the kind of professional network and the kind of professional training, but basically it's the money. When it comes to motivation, I think it's pretty much the same. And we see also that people who, when they get older, they still play this kind of amateur clubs and everything because they love it so much. But I would say that's the biggest difference.
All right. And then, Fernando, can you read one more question on there? I know, Kirsten, Ms. Wachter, I saw you answered one of the questions on the spreadsheet. Do you remember that question? And could you answer it off the top of your head, or we have it here? You kind of wrote the answer down. Was that?
Go ahead. Right.
What question was that? Sorry.
Something about said thank you for your question. My experience as both a lifelong supporter and a business English trainer strongly influenced how I designed. I think they asked you how you designed the beautiful game, the book. Yeah. Can you? I think that was from Aiden Chavaria, Mr. Montez's class. Can you elaborate on that a little bit?
Okay.
Yep.
So I think I mentioned earlier that the desire to write the book was basically I wanted to be able to talk about football or soccer in English as well as I can do this in German. But the book is basically something that started from my teaching experience. So it contains a lot of the exercises that I did with my students. So we did finance, we did the tenses, like talking about the past, talking about the future, making predictions about the World Cup. So a lot of these activities I already had, and then I had to think about, okay, how do I organize them in the book? So, and that's the good thing about this, because they are practice proven. So they have a track record. My students liked them. My students gave me feedback on them and made the activities better. And then, of course, we really had to think about stories. So I have these characters in the book that people can identify with, that want to learn and need to learn English, soccer English for their job, for example. And then we had to think about, okay, what are the most pressing topics once you get beyond the pitch and the commands and everything? So what other topics can you bring in? And this is where we came up with management and team building. And I think also health issues. Soccer players have to eat healthy. Yeah, and this is something you can use in the class. So next time everybody just goes for the soda and the burgers, you go like, but soccer players eat healthy. You want to be like the soccer players. So you have to eat your proteins. You have to eat your fruits. So, and I think that's something that all got into the book. And then we sort of developed the different chapters and the vocabulary and reviewed it.
All right. Well, I think we're out of time here. Want to thank you, Mr. Canfield, Joshua, Fernando, Diego, Noel. Shout out to everybody who joined on the live cast here. Hopefully we get to do this again. And Kirsten, we hope to see you in Las Vegas someday. Thank you so much for joining us. It's evening time. Go enjoy your dinner. Hopefully it's healthy. And we'll see you down the road. Thank you again for everything.
Thank you very much for having me. Have a good day.
You too.
You too.
Okay,
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Goodbye.